So first things first, I would love to just be informed, or to find out, to be more exact, that I'm just mentally unwell and that I have no idea what's going on, and that I'm schizophrenic, and that I need my medication because I'm seeing things that are actually not there and that are actually not happening. I mean, at this point, I would maybe, if you told me this, I would maybe be like, yeah, I mean, that does not sound as bad as the alternative. That's something I want to open this with. If anyone for whatever reason stumbles upon this video and wants to, for some reason, wants to know my take on this and what I think about the whole Jeff files, as I'm gonna call them, to hopefully evade additional suppression and bans and whatever. My take, what I think about it, why it was even released, is as follows. You can call me conspiracy theorist, but I think you shouldn't, after what transpired in last week or so, and even before that. But let's just say last week, you should not really call me a conspiracy theorist anymore. But if you want to call me conspiracy theorist, still, that's fine. I mean, it's your loss, and there's just no helping you. But I just cannot help myself but notice that the main, or the whole number of those files is 6 million. And 3.5 or so were or have been released already. But I just cannot unsee that. And the people that are doing this, people that are actually mentioning the files, and people that are doing this, people that are orchestrating these things, because Jeff wasn't just a lone agent, it was all orchestrated. It wasn't just someone who somehow got a lot of money by his own, because he was very clever or whatever, and just decided to run a trafficking ring on his own. No, he was doing it for someone with some purpose. But these people that orchestrate these things, they love their symbolism. And 6 million is their go-to number. They love that number. And it's been around for a long time, not only in 1940s or rather after 1940s, but it's been around much longer before that. So when they say that there are 6 million files, it's just hard to really view it as anything but, controlled release. Like, there are no secret patriots in control that would release these files, if someone wants to think that, because I've seen some people thinking that. There are no secret agents that just want to subvert the system. I mean, they might be, but it's really doubtful they were the ones that released the files. Like, there is a clear trademark, 6 million files. It's pretty hard to ignore. And why I think they released it? Well, those same people that orchestrate all this, and they also control the governments of, Russia, all Europe's governments, and the European Union, and the US, and basically everything else. They love their symbolism, and they believe in karma. And they believe that they have to tell you what they're actually planning on, what they're going to do. So if you won't do anything about it, then they take it as your approval that they can continue. So that's why I think those files were released. That would be my primary assumption. Now, I am not very 100% sure why this was released exactly, but this would make sense, at least to me, or how I know, and people that know that the world works and the government works and everything, governments work and everything. So that would be my what I'm thinking about this very fast. And now the second part of the video. Where I just wanted to maybe vent my frustration a little bit, or maybe, I don't know, I just wanted to say this, what I'm just gonna say. you can call us, and you called us conspiracy theorists, and I'm not going to act like I've been I'm the first person on this planet that figured this out. Okay, I'm basically one of the last, to be quite honest. I really woke up to everything that's been happening in around 2021. And I'm not only talking about the COVID fiasco, because if you discovered that COVID was what COVID really was, there was the COVID fiasco, what it really was, it wasn't like really real. I mean, you can pat yourself on the back, but it's been one of the most obvious psyops ever. So you discovering that COVID was a lie and whatever is honestly, I mean, you're not that clever just because of that. I mean, you might think that you're clever, but you're not really that clever. What I mean by waking up, I mean that I discovered that basically our whole history has been a lie. Not only like the COVID stuff, our whole history has been a lie. That's what I actually see as waking up. So 21 is pretty late. There were many people that screamed this from the roofs since 50s, basically. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not going to sit here and just basically reinvent the wheel, okay? But what I'm saying is that you called me and people, and this would be addressed to people that still think this is some kind of a conspiracy, or that called us the conspiracy theorists. You called us the conspiracy theorists. You called us hateful. You called us anti-Septic. You called us all these names, and jokes on you, actually, because this actually proves that everything that people were saying, and even some more maybe crazy things that Alex Jones, I don't like Alex Jones, by the way, but even some more crazy things, I think he's a plant, but even some more crazy things that Alex Jones been saying are actually true. And you can cope, you can sit there and cope and say that, well, those are only accusations, and that those are not real, there's not real evidence. But I'm gonna tell you what's real and what's not. I'm gonna tell you what's real, okay? What you cannot really just claim is not a real evidence. What's actually very real is Jeffrey Epstein being J supremacist, and Jeffrey Epstein hating white people and of people of European descent, let's say, and I'm trying to avoid triggering YouTube censorship as much as possible, but at the same time I don't care anymore. But so it's proven, because in those emails that he wrote, it's clear as day that he doesn't like white people, and that he does not like Gentiles, and that he is a J supremacist. And you cannot deny, you can try to, but you're absolutely wrong if you do, because every single evidence points against you. Like, you have no evidence whatsoever to support your claim if you deny this. So good luck denying that. Good luck denying that this same kind of thinking that Jeffrey had does not permeate throughout every Western government, and even Russia's government. You cannot deny that. That is really strong. That everything that the governments do are against Western or European peoples. You cannot deny that. I mean, again, you can try, because if you were so clueless and full of yourself that you thought, and that you still think that it's just a kind of a conspiracy theory and government has our best interests at heart, I mean, again, there's not helping you. And you're irrelevant if you think that, quite honestly. Obviously, this is aimed at people that still think that way. also want to add, if you still think that this is some kind of a partisan issue, you are just, I mean, you are literally, in the truest sense of the word, retarded. I mean, look up what that word means. You are in the truest sense of the word retarded, and I don't mean that's just as a pure insult. I mean literally, literally, you are retarded. If you still see this as some kind of a partisan issue. So it's very hard to deny that this kind of thinking that Jeff exhibited in these released emails is not all over the place in Western governments or in majority white or European governments. You cannot deny that. And that the governments of majority white nations are working overtime to disenfranchise and get rid of and destroy and break their native people of those countries. Everything from immigration, illegal immigration, supporting illegal immigrants by welfare spending, making it impossible for people to have kids, or making it really hard for people to have kids, to rising prices. I mean, it's all connected really, to inability to defend yourself, to extremely light sentences for heinous crimes for migrants. I mean, it's all over the place. And Jeff, by pure chance, by pure coincidence, Jeff, who was the one who created the leverage so they can control the Western governments, it's just by pure luck. Jeff, who was the one who created that leverage, also thought that way. And by pure luck, the governments also do things that way. That these things are aligned. Jeff had powerful government representatives, puppets, as his clients, so they can be blackmailed and do bidding of someone who pays or who paid Jeff, or who Jeff worked for. I mean, who could that be, right? And those governments actually do the same things that Jeff revealed he was thinking in those emails. And you want to sit here and claim that it's just a coincidence. There is no coincidence. Almost everything that the so-called conspiracy theories, hateful, conspiracy, racist, anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists has said during the past, let's just be very generous. Let's just be very generous and just say 5 years. It's been much longer than that. Let's just say 5 years. Almost everything has been true. And now you see that, well, look here. Government representatives are all entangled in this trafficking ring. The same people, actually, that made the media tell you that we are the weird ones, we are the conspiracy theorists, the same people are entangled in this. Same people. And you wanna just tell me with a straight face that it's all just a pure coincidence. The governments of the world are illegitimate. Every single last one of them. I don't care who or where. There is a single government, actually. There is a single world government. We already have that. So the people who are afraid that might come, or, you know, like they are trying to, we already have that. We are already past the point. There's a single government. It's controlled by certain individuals, or families, should I say. We already have that. They are illegitimate. They're all in it. And to those of you, because I've seen people, Europeans all, you know, like smug-faced, talking about how US has gone off the rails because of what happened with the files. Not realizing, absolute idiots, that their governments are no different. It does not matter which government you have, they're all in on it. Yeah, and you still gonna sit there and claim that I'm not making any sense? That I'm crazy? I mean, if you were right, it would be much better. It would be much better. If you were right. I would be actually happier. If all of this was just in my head, that's why I said what I said at the beginning of this video. If all of this was just in my head, I would be much happier. Because that would mean that there are actually sovereign nations. That not everything is controlled by the same people. I mean, that would be glorious. Sign me up. But people that know me know that in private, I've had a pretty good track record since 2021 to like sort of know what's going on, forecast these things, and every single thing thus far I said on this channel has come true. Every single thing. Because I basically claimed that they are a uniparty. I said how they manipulate you. I said I was spot on so far with those CBDCs that they were trying to push. Everything's in on this channel. So if anyone does not believe me, it's easy to just look up more videos on this channel and see that I actually was right. And I'm not saying that I'm absolutely right about everything, every single issue, because that's impossible. But what I'm saying is that once you learn to read the patterns, you don't even have to really think about what's going on. You don't really have to even think about that. Because it's kind of obvious. And yes, you can be wrong occasionally, but most of the time you're going to be right. So this was just kind of maybe a little bit of frustration that I had. It was just something that I felt I wanted to say. Because there are now many people that are absolutely dumbfounded and they just don't believe, they cannot believe what the hell happened, and they're just wondering how we got there. And if you're just waking up right now, first of all, honestly, if you're waking up right now, congratulations, it's better late than never. So that's an honest congratulation from me. I don't mean this cynically, ironically. And second thing I want to tell you, boy, this rabbit hole leads much deeper than you might even think. And that's considering what you've already seen with the Jeff files. I'm fully aware of that. It still goes much deeper. So I don't know, that's probably all I wanted to say. Dismissing anyone as a conspiracy theorist after this, you have retardation. You're slow, okay? If you still are willing to claim that someone is a conspiracy theorist when they're talking about these things based on those files, nothing is off the table anymore. I'm not saying believe everything. Again, I'm not saying believe everything that's said, but I'm saying that you cannot treat even the more outlandish claims that are made in the files, which honestly there are basically none. There's nothing that surprised me. And there's not only me, but many people, there's nothing that really surprised us. Like, we all knew this because we can actually see the pattern and we can connect this. There were statues and depictions and even like art from the medieval ages of like goblin-looking people bloodletting or letting the blood, you know, flow out of kids. That was in the medieval times. Why those pictures and like paintings? Why that art? Why does that exist? I mean, who came up with it? And chance would have it that there are things mentioned in those files that actually, if you try to depict that, it would be very similar to those depictions from the medieval ages. So very similar claims were made in those files. But I'm saying that even the more what you think are outlandish claims in those files should not be taken a priori as conspiracy theories. They should be taken seriously. Even if they are just accusations and we don't have enough evidence for that, at least as of right now, you cannot, after what happened, after what the whole world has seen, you cannot just dismiss it. It's impossible. It wouldn't be honest. You have to treat every single accusation in those files as a potential true one. Potentially true one. Every single last one of those accusations you have to treat as potentially true. If you dismiss at this point anything outright, you are the one that is actually the conspiracy theorist. You are the one that actually has problems. You are the one that actually is living in your mom's basement. You are the one that's actually afraid to look the world in its eyes. Look the truth, the reality into its eyes. You are the one who is actually being dismissive. You are the one who is actually protecting the establishment. You might very well at this point be a part of establishment. Because believe it or not, being a golem for the establishment is basically the same as just being a part of it. You're just too stupid to even get paid for it, so you do it for free. So every accusation should be treated very seriously in those files. And I think that we should put those conspiracy theorists, antiseptic, racist, hateful, Nazi labels to rest. Because they're just labels. They're just labels. And people who you label like this, people who are labeled like this normally, you never call them liars, you just label them. Because you would find out that, well, many of the things that they were saying are actually now coming out to light now as being true. So that's all I wanted to say for this one. I don't know when I'm gonna upload again. We'll see. Don't really have too much time. Very busy life currently. But yeah. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, please do your best to stay unsubverted. Do your best to keep your head on. Do your best to keep your heart true. To keep your thoughts true. Ask questions and do whatever you can do. Do whatever you can do to make the situation better for those in your family and around your family. Help each other, create communities. It's gonna be needed because there's no one coming to save us except for us, ourselves.